You cannot go to a pub without having at least 3 or 4 packets of crisps that everyone separates like this in a kind of bid to say, these are for everyone, when they're just for me. Hi, I'm Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and this is my typical London day. I will always have a Yorkshire tea in the morning with obviously hot water. Don't want to spell it out, but we need to get it right. Then a little bit of oat milk. Not sure if that's this milk, but we're just gonna let it go and just put it in this cup and pretend there's water in it for the sake of this charming little video. Now we can start our day. Here we have King Charles III modelling Hello magazine. This is definitely a royal edition. My gosh, this is just catnip for, actually. Yeah, so you can just get so lost in Hello magazine. Down. And then we have Heat, the oracle of truth in this country. It's incredibly moving, and this is where I get most of my news. Again, with Charles. It's having a big year. And the Times too. This is a bit more of a serious newspaper. Although I have opened up on the Celebrity Watch page. My God, what's going on with the British press? And then we have the series. We have Money Talk here. My number one go-to paper. Lots of people shaking hands in it. And very, very small print. I always think if there's small print, you know it's very serious information. Commuting. Well, you have many choices in London. You have the London bus, the big iconic red London bus. This is an Oyster card. This is very familiar to Londoners, and you put money on it and then you can just beep seamlessly in and out of the tube. This is a Boris bike. This is a bike that you can hire, and there's an app, and then you can sort of take it out and drive it to somewhere else in the city and park it there. It's incredibly clever. I like the danger of having my own bike that I can lock up, and just because the little frisson of whether or not it's going to get stolen all day really adds something to my quintessential London day. Work, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll go out into the city to scavenge some lunch. Probably going to be from Pret, that used to do a sandwich called, just very simply, the crayfish sandwich from Pret. And it breaks my heart that it doesn't exist anymore, because to me that was something that was definitely quintessentially a London sandwich. R.I.P. That's gone. But they have got a new cheese bloomer thing, which is almost as good. And then you'd probably have a few conversations with people when they don't really say what they mean, and everyone's asking things like, "Are you all right?" with a kind of panicked look in their eyes because they can't really say what their real emotions are. So the 4 o'clock cup of tea comes with accessories. Digestive biscuits, hugely important to us Brits. I do not agree with the existence of orange chocolate in any way, but there is one exception, which is the Jaffa cake. And this is something, again, we are very proud of. They're like biscuits, but they're cakes. It breaks my heart if anyone out there hasn't tried a Jaffa cake. I really would. You can also dunk it, but I prefer to take a bite and then have a slurp of tea with this particular biscuit. So theatre in the evenings is a big part of London life. This is a picture of the Soho Theatre, a theatre very, 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 very close to my heart. This is where I did my very first reading ever of Fleabag before it went to Edinburgh, and then came back and did 2 runs here. And actually the Soho Theatre put on plays every year that have had success in Edinburgh, and it's an incredibly cool place, and you go and see loads of new writing, and I love it. Or you go to the West End, darling, where you might have yourself a little martini. Although I'm not sure they do actually serve martinis at the West End bars, but hey, it's nice to have you here right now. When you come out, it'll be raining, and you'll be like, my bike's now in the rain and I probably shouldn't have a drink because the cycling. But then you'll think, hey, let's go to a pub. There's one very popular chain called Wetherspoons. The founder of the Wetherspoons pubs, he called them Wetherspoons because that was the name of a horrible teacher he had who told him he'd never go anywhere in life. If that's true, I'm sorry, Mr. Wetherspoon. Another very important aspect of London life is the crisps. This is a favourite of mine, hula hoops. I can't believe that they don't have these in America. Oh my God, the big ones. I'd actually not seen the big ones before, but they just go on your finger like that. You can do a whole hand of hula hoops, and then you can just spend the next 3 or 4 minutes eating it off again like that. That's the main joy of hula hoops. Scampi fries, I can't say one of my favourites, but are a hugely popular thing in the UK. You cannot go to a pub without having at least 3 or 4 packets of crisps that everyone separates like this in a kind of bid to say, these are for everyone, but they're just for me. This is a problem, actually having them in my hand. I'm just going to eat them. Freddos. What London kid doesn't know about a Freddo? These were a sort of packed lunch essential. They're delicious. They got kind of like caramel on the inside. Am I supposed to be opening all these? Because it's just coming very naturally to me. I thought they had caramel on the inside. What am I thinking of? This is something I take very seriously, which is the gaming world of the Brits. Games such as Cluedo, Monopoly, Scrabble, they are huge in British families. I don't remember everyone looking quite so sexy as they do here. Colonel Mustard was my favourite character, and I always liked murdering someone. I think it was in the ballroom with a rope or something. Really lovely game for children. If your bike hasn't been stolen, you will then put your bike in the back of a black cab, having to be very apologetic with the driver, who is always very understanding. And when you get out the car, you'll walk up the steps to your house and you'll see something out of the corner of your eye. And if you're really lucky and you're really quiet, you'll turn around and you'll see a fox in the dead of night swaggering down a London street. And you're like, evening. And she'll be like, hey. And you go into bed and you just wait for Maud, your squirrel, to wake you up in the morning for another London day. Thank you so much for listening to my London day. I hope it entices you to come to London. And I'm going to sign off with a word that all us Londoners will know. Cheerio.